Please take roll
Recording in
call.
progress.
Hassan Ahmad,
Present.
Mo Baidoon,
Here.
Nancy Breyer,
Here.
Robert Constant, absent, Denise Malinowski Maxwell,
Here.
Hassan Saab,
Present.
Tom Wenzel.
Here.
Mr. Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Next up, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. We have Councilman Wenzel lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I did last. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you so much. That was an honor.
All right, next up, we have the agenda approval.
Council Chair,
Councilman,
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the agenda for the special meeting of July 15, 2025 as submitted.
motion made by Councilman Ahmad, seconded by Councilman Saab. Any discussion? Anybody got a pen? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up, we have public hearings and public comments. You got 2 minutes. Please state your name, the city you reside in, and the street that you live on. So if you want to ask about your pine tree, sir, you can get up and ask it now. Please state your name, the city you reside in, the street that you live on.
Mike Hankins, Dearborn Heights, West Outer Drive, Riverside Properties. I walk down Hines every morning from Outer Drive to Ford Road, and there's two pine trees on the south side of Hines. The first one is right across from Parkland Park, and the second one is down towards Ford Road. And they're beautiful pines, and they're getting choked off by these viney sucker things. And I used to be a tree man, and I was wondering if I could get approved to prune them and bring them back to life so I could save a couple pines before I die.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds by me.
I would just say, if Madam Clerk, we can get this information, connect them with our county commissioner, or George, please. We can connect them in an email with our county commissioner, and then you can ask that question to the Dearborn Heights Commission.
I was down at ordinance today, and the lady Michelle told me that this is run by Wayne County.
Yeah, that's what
and that I should go on Wayne County Public Services, Department of Public, DPW.
DPS, Department of Public Services.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so David will connect you with them. Madam Clerk, if we can have George take his information and then put him in an email with our county commissioner, and we'll go from there.
Okay, that's about my 2 minutes. I wanted to state a couple things about Riverside Properties, but I got the ordinance officer coming tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sounds good.
A form for what? Oh, well, thank you very much. All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Right, anyone else in the audience? Every man, please state your name, the city you reside in, and the street that you live on.
My name is Stacy Sanchez. I also live at Riverside Properties. Is that correct address? Dearborn Heights, Michigan. I've been living there for a year. I'm a woman living on her own. And on the 4th of July, I was sexually assaulted by a Cuban illegal who resides in, I've had to make 3 reports. Finally, a woman officer took my report. I'm 45 years old, and not once have I ever been sexually assaulted in my life. I've got 3 boys, almost 22, 20, and 18 years old, good young men. I put a lot of effort, time. I don't think, is it funny?
I wasn't smiling to you, ma'am.
Okay. And I feel like I've had to do a lot of legwork in order to get some justice done. My door was jammed, so I had to put up a camera. My car was got a flat tire. And I'm being harassed by the drunk neighbor calling me that I go out and do tricks and that I'm a whore. And the detective told me that it's freedom of speech. And living by myself, I don't think that the city of Dearborn Heights is taking this seriously. And I'm very concerned about that.
Thank you so much. If you want, you can write your statement with your email address. George will get it over to our police chief, and you can voice your concern with our police chief.
I made an appointment with him. Well, but his secretary's out of town. So
Council Chair.
Dearborn, though, 20 years ago, I was able to get on the phone with the chief in Dearborn right away. Why do I have to make an appointment? It seems kind of funny when someone is sexually assaulting a woman living by herself and offering her cocaine as well. And they're not making this an issue. The officer actually asked me if I needed mental help, if I was on drugs or alcohol.
Oh, God.
And I said, next time, bring a piss test. And I will piss right in front of you. Don't be
Chair.
talking to me like that.
Council Chair.
You got 1 second, Councilman Wansel first.
Okay.
Thank you.
Understand that you have these type of issues. You know, my heart was with you, and I'm really, really sorry that you had to. Really am, like, that's unacceptable, and that's no place for Dearborn Heights residents to be treated. Councilman Wansel?
Thank you. Without getting into any detail, I can elaborate with some of the things you're dealing with right now. Is there something that you are asking us to do? Is there anything specific that you could use our help with right now? So to have the police get involved, more involved.
This property, I think you get my place inspected and it's infested with ants. And I bought my place and then give me an eviction notice because I started to stir up the beehive. Started because there's a lot of immigrants. Find that yourself, but when you push yourself up, no means no. And I should not have had to say it more than once.
Yes, Councilman Wansel,
Yes.
Council-
Stacy, I'm so sorry this happened to you. And my concern is, do you know this person that assaulted you?
And
Please step on the podium so it's on the record, please.
yes, the detective went out there yesterday and no one was there. He said so I called 911 this morning because he was sitting there waiting for his ride to come get picked up for his job. And I took a picture of him and they said, Dearborn Heights called me back and said, does not have a warrant. So we are not coming out here. So you come when he's not at home. But when I'm alerting you saying he's here and the detective Tynan, he said that he's gotten a hold of his family members. I gave him the Clemente's phone number and he can only get a hold of the family members. I don't think that I just am really struggling with this.
and you should not be, and I will make sure that the chief gets on top of this and gives you a call.
Thank you very
Fill out that
much.
information, put in your phone number, and put your email address, and then you'll get an email with all of us on there to ensure that the chief does call you. Thank you.
With this.
Yes, and
Thank-
hand it over to our council secretary, George Upwell.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in the audience? Anyone else on Zoom? Being none? Right. Next up, we're gonna be moving to a closed session. For those on Zoom, follow this study session. We're gonna move it over to a study session. So this meeting will end right after our closed session. Next up is we're moving to closed session.
Council Chair,
Legal case of Muslim versus Dearborn Heights.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council move to a closed session at 5:45 PM so the city council may discuss the legal case of Muslim versus Dearborn Heights, which may include the city council, Mayor Bezzi, Chief of Staff Hernandez, Corporation Counsel, and Carlito Young of Rosari, Schultz, Jupak, and same word,
And Spirit.
PC.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Ahmad, seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. Any discussion? Entering a
Ready.
full session, please take a roll call.
Hassan Ahmad,
Yes.
Moby Dun,
Yes.
Nancy Breyer,
Yes.
Robert Constant,
Yes.
Denise Malinowski Maxwell,
Yes.
Hassan Saab,
Yes.
and Tom Wenzel.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Recording stopped.
Let's wait for this guy.
It's just kidneys. You wouldn't be heard, that's.
Yeah. Just was a doctor. Where he was cancer.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
How many you sold? Me? My lady friend.
Sure. Oh, and is, which guy? Mhm. Okay. I think so, we can make more if need be. This is a.
I will call you as soon as I finish the oops. Thank you, Michael.
Take care, sir. Good meeting you.
I know, I know.
Thank you.
Recording in progress.
All right, can I get a motion to move us back into an open?
Council Chair.
Councilman,
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council return to an open session at 6:19 PM.
Second.
motion made by Councilman Ahmad, seconded by Councilman Saab. Getting back into open session, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up, we have, I need a recommendation from somebody.
I'll go for it.
Council Chair. I move that the city council follow the recommendation of our corporation council as discussed in closed session.
I second.
Motion made by Councilman Constance, seconded by the Honorable Councilwoman Breyer. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
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 Those opposed?
No.
Please do a roll call.
Denise Malinowski Maxwell,
Yes.
Hassan Ahmad,
No.
Hassan Saab,
No.
Oh, no, he changed.
Nancy Breyer,
Yes.
Robert Constant,
Yes.
Moby Dun,
No.
Tom Wenzel.
No.
Motion fails.
Passed or failed?
Failed.
Failed.
3-4,
All right.
3 yeas or no.
We have
Yes,
to
so-
put another one to
One, two, three.
reject. That motion.
No, with the motion, it already
You did
failed,
it just now.
so it's not gonna go forward.
I still think you need to have a motion to reject. Recommendation. of
No,
the
that's,
commission.
it failed.
You defeated the motion. So you didn't agree with the recommendation.
Agree not to follow we move not to follow the recommendation.
So we have a motion though to reject.
I mean, you already did, but if you just rejected it by
We just rejected
approving
it.
it.
Okay, okay.
The motion was defeated.
Next up, we have, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion made by
Second.
Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Ahmad. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carried. Thank you so much.
Council Chair, just before we move to the study session, I think Councilwoman Breyer had an announcement.
Yeah.
She forgot to, if you don't mind.
She didn't tell me, but.
Yeah, she told.
Yes, what I'd like to let people know is the South Civic Dearborn Heights Association is going to have a new location for next Thursday, the 24th meeting. It will be at the Justice Center. You go in the building, you hang a left, and that's at 7:00,
The Dowdy room.
the Dowdy Room.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Breyer. Anything else?
Oh, I'll tell you who's going to be there. Our treasurer and our assessor, so they'll answer any questions you might have along those lines.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, next up, we're gonna move right into our study session about the downriver or whatever, DSWRF or something like that.
Drinking water, drinking
Yes,
water.
That's what I want.
Okay.
Oh, drink.
Good evening. So, I'm gonna start by saying this initial, the
item on the agenda last week was to process payment. It wasn't to discuss the project. So
Can we actually
this,
stop it for a second? Is there anybody in the back? You have a microphone? You just,
Not working.
yeah. You can hold the actual mic.
oh, maybe.
What was the item number, by the way?
No.
9.
It's not active, is it? Yeah, it is. All right.
Testing.
Yes.
We good?
Better.
Oh. This one works.
I don't know if they keep.
Yeah.
You can't hear me?
Not, when you're speaking to that mic.
I can't.
No, the mic that you're holding.
Hello?
Much
Yeah.
better.
Better.
Much better.
That way, I don't.
You can hold it.
All right, I'll just hold it. Yeah. Again, good evening, council. So again, this is, the study session tonight is, these projects, many capital projects are funded different ways. So as you know, when we presented each project, we say where the funding is coming from. We're doing a lot of capital projects, and these projects are complicated on the funding side, but projects are very specific. So for instance, drinking water, we're doing things like the water meter replacement, the water main. And then the clean water, we're doing projects like the CSO, combined sewer overflow project separation, and this that nature. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to go through the status for all the projects that were on the item of last agenda, the construction status. And I might say that some of these projects, they're all in construction, all have council approved contracts, and we entered into contracts with contractors, and they are actively in construction. Some are 30, some are 40, 45% complete, most of which will have completion dates of next year, but 26. So, and these projects were all selected again and bid out and approved by council, and they were designed to do the things that we decided we want to do. Things like the separation, the CSO separation, which is government mandate, and then the water main replacement, which is based on the worst performing water distribution pipes in the city. So we tracked water main failures, and we targeted our funding to replace the worst first. So we're trying to do it as much as we can with the funding. Water meters were also presented and to council and awarded, and we are at 5,600 units replaced, and then up to 10,000 or 8,000 scheduled. So with that, I'm going to go through all the projects, and then at the end, we'll just take questions if you can. We'll start with a status presentation with our project managers in the field.
Dim the lights.
There you go.
That's a good one. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you very much for the opportunity to come here and discuss and give you an update on these projects that we have all been working on. So jumping into it, before I get into the details of each project, I just wanted to give you an overview of what Weight Trim is doing on these projects as a whole. So it essentially encompasses five areas. So we have our relationship with the residents. We start off the project by. So we start off the project.
Microphone on your laptop.
Turn off the. Yeah, that one.
On your laptop.
Can you mute me?
On each project, we start off by delivering.
Vince, if you can hear us. Vince, if you can hear me, can you
Blink twice.
Or
How
can
do you
you
hear?
show your face if you can hear us? Or Barb or Ange
Margaret?
or Margaret? Can you hear us? Can you unmute Vince? Wait, I got a text. Angela. Thanks for the treat. Oh, wait. She said, yes, she can hear us. Hold on, Ange. We can hear you. Okay. Okay. Margaret,
Her hand up. I guess that's a yes.
unmute Margaret. Hi, Margaret.
Hello?
Can you
Hi.
hear- Okay, hang on 1 second.
Okay.
I want you to mute the, yeah. Is our IT director still on? Cooper? Moving cameras around.
What did he mute on there?
Moved all the cameras around. On the law. At the government, it doesn't.
Testing.
There you go.
Doesn't show?
Supposedly, no. it doesn't.
I don't believe I'm echoing any longer.
No, you're not echoing.
Your video from 5 months ago.
Rachel, can you hear us?
I can hear you guys.
Thank you.
Okay,
You're welcome.
Can you hear Vince?
No, I cannot hear Vince.
Vince is not muted.
Okay. Can everybody hear me?
Is any Vince?
Go for it.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. All right, are we clear to move forward? Sounds good.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we begin each project by distributing flyers explaining the project and giving specific dates for what we're doing. And also there's a list of names and numbers for the residents to reach out to. There's three. There's myself. I'm the first in order. There's Johnny Leverett, who's the field engineer on the project, and Andy Casper, who's an assistant project manager on all of these projects. So that's distributed initially. And then any major impacts throughout the project, we distribute another flyer as well. Like if we're paving, we distribute a flyer and let the residents know when that's going to happen, how long they're going to be not able to get into their driveway. And then if it's water main and their water is going to be shut off, we indicate that their water is going to be shut off and make any accommodations that they need as well. So as I said, we have a field engineer available for the project. They visit the site regularly. I myself, as the project manager, visit all the sites as well. We have an inspector assigned to each project, and they are present each day that the contractor is working, and sometimes on days that they're not. All of that is combined effort into determining what the contractor is doing on a day-to-day basis, developing the pay requests. The inspectors fill out, which you'll see all of this as we go through. They fill out what we call a IDR, Inspector's Daily Report. They categorize all of the materials and equipment that's on site. They document with photos and drawings all of the utilities that are installed for the day. At the end of the month, all of that is compiled and a pay request is generated. And that's what essentially the contractor submits, or we submit on behalf of the contractor, and the city makes those payments. So what you see here is a most recent notice that we distributed for Ann Arbor Trail, which is due to start here next week. And so phase one of that. And so an example of how, this is effective. An example of this on July 4th at 8:50 p.m. I received a call from a resident. We had a storm move through. They had flooding on Princeton. They left a message. I called back at 9:10. The resident wasn't very happy. I spoke with him. He had already spoken. He called the second number in line, which was Johnny Leverett, who did answer. And so I didn't know it at the time, but subsequently we both contacted the contractor. The contractor was on site at 10 o'clock that night on July the 4th and remedied the issue that was at hand. There was some flooding. We had to allow some drainage to relieve itself so the resident could get out of the driveway. So under the DWSRF Vail, we have 3 projects that are underway or either underway or scheduled to be underway right now. The first of which is the water main replacement project.
You zoom in on that map, because you don't know, what are you showing me?
Yeah, so
So the location you see on the map are the ones that were selected, and the water main replacement project was selected again based on the worst performance. So what we did is we tracked water main breaks geographically tracked them, found out which ones are the worst, like the areas that were continuously failing. And those are the sections that we targeted for replacement first. So it wasn't an arbitrary, map. It was all based on,
Locations are we doing?
So
Like 5.
for this phase, there are 5 locations totaling 3 miles in water main replacement. So Jackson Street is one, Penny Street is one, Gully Street is another, Berwyn Street is one, and Warren Avenue is also one, just east of Telegraph. So at this time, essentially complete our Berwyn Street, which is right across from the golf course, and Jackson Street. There's a little bit of restoration to be completed. Penny Street is almost complete. They're pouring concrete. They actually poured today.
Still question?
Yes.
What's the contract company that we're doing, that's doing this?
So Bidigear is the water main contractor.
Who's Proline? What do they do for us?
So Proline isn't, well, at least from a weight trim perspective, they're not doing anything on the city's behalf that I know of. They're an asphalt contractor.
For who? I ran into a worker the other day in the south end of Dearborn Heights. And I was closed in between the guy that was bringing in the cement truck and the guy that was laying out boards. So I said, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, I need to get my car out of here. And it was a North Fork, I think. And he said, we just poured that street. You know what? I can show you the exact area of the street. And I said to the guy, hey, I want to get out. He said, it's going to take about 20 minutes. I said, 20 minutes? I can't wait here for 20 minutes. I got to go. He said, just drive on the grass. I said, what are you talking about? That's illegal. He said, yeah. I said, Mom, he goes, who do you work for? He said, I work for my own company. I said, really? Who hired you? He said, Proline. I said, Proline hired you to do work in Dearborn Heights? He said, yeah. I said, you didn't go through Dearborn Heights? He said, oh yeah, I have this whole conversation recorded with him. I said, can you tell me this one more time? He said it to me one more time. He said, I am my own boss. He was a Hispanic male. He said, I'm my own boss. I was hired by Proline. Dearborn Heights has nothing to do with it.
Yes, so
I want you to know, like, somebody who's like sits in chairs, who's been on
Yeah.
city council, it's embarrassing that we're hearing this. And also, like, yeah, when we call for things like this, I want to know who they are. And are they going to be subcontracting another person that you don't know about, that he don't know about, that I don't know about, that the city doesn't know? Because now what happens if that person gets injured? Are they allowed to sue the city? Is the city liable? Are they insured? Proline going to insure that person?
yeah, so I'm happy to investigate. You said it was on Norfolk?
Yeah, I'll give you the exact address.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were pouring brand new concrete. They were pouring the concrete for us.
in the road.
On the street, yeah.
Between Beachdale and Gully.
Yeah, so Beachdale and Gully, that's GM and Sons that's doing that work.
No,
They're
the guy said, I'm contracted out by Proline.
I've seen the white trucks with Proline on the side of them.
No. Proline wasn't there.
No, I know, but I've seen the trucks with Proline there. They're doing work for the city.
yeah, so I'll dig in and investigate, but I'm unaware of Proline being on the site.
Yeah, their
Doing-
logos, their white trucks with the logo say
Doing-
Proline.
doing-
There's a big line going across the bottom of
Mhm.
That's why like a lot of these things, like I'm concerned. Every time I feel like we're doing a project, I hear how the company is now foreclosed. No, we can't, or they filed bankrupt. We can't go after them no more. Or somebody subcontracted another person this person won the bid, but the person that won the bid, bid it out to somebody else. Why is this happening? Why is this happening in Dearborn Heights, man? Like, why are we like being treated like this? Really starting to bother me, and it's really becoming very alarmed. Yeah, now we feel like the council needs to have this oversight. Because we're not just hearing it from somebody like me that was mistreated, or some of the other council members, residents. I've called you many times. Mr. Deem, I've called you many times. We're breaking people's sprinkler system. The guy goes, "Oh no, it was broken. Who cares?" So what do you mean, who cares? The resident.
Yeah, so.
That was from Wade Trim. That was a member of Wade Trim.
Well, we follow up on all of the residents' complaints and work to get all of their repairs
Punch cards.
punch lists. Yes. Yep. We work on every project to do that, and we don't call the project complete or release retention until we've satisfied all of those complaints.
So I have another question, Ron, for Annapolis, we had put a condition to the contract after it was poured, that the curbs would be filled up right after, still not filled up.
So we have from the time that the forms are pulled, they have, as far as as I understand the motion that was placed there, they have 3 weeks to backfill, and we've put them on notice to do that, which they've been doing throughout the project. So which we'll get to that paving component as well. I have a series of slides to share with you in terms of the progress there. So they're on notice, and they have been complying, and I don't see any indication that they won't comply with that.
But I kind of feel like, and I'm gonna let the councilwoman go next.
Council Chair, I wasn't done yet, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
And then back to Mr. Deeb and Vaughn, my question is that when we assign these contracts or bid out these winning contracts, is there a clause in there that these contracts are exclusive to these multi-million-dollar companies that were given multi-million-dollar bids to? Or does it go back out to bid and bid and bid and get subcontracted down the road multiple times? Because what we're seeing, we've been walking projects looking. The companies that we put the motions for are not usually the companies are out there doing, but there's a ton of other companies out there involved too that we don't know if they're insured. We don't know who they are. We don't know their background, what kind of work they're doing, who's doing their testing, because I'm seeing other work from the streets being done. For example, like when you pour concrete cylinders or anything on site, which we're paying for, where are they?
So let me back up a little bit and answer that question. So all of the bids that are received, it's rare that we receive a bid that doesn't have a list of subcontractors included with the bid. And so like with the L41 project, which we were just talking about, Amar is the prime. They subcontracted out GM and Sons to do the concrete work, but Paymar they do all of the utility work, the installation of the storm pipe, the backfill. They do the pavement preparation, set the stone, set the grade, get it all set up. And then GM and Sons is subcontracted through them. And they're also, all of their subs are additionally insured on the project.
GM and Sons are a reputable company. I'm not saying none of that, but these other companies are coming in doing the much smaller work. For example, for the way they're parking the vehicles on the side. So I was down in South End, and I have pictures. I can email them to you. They had some of their, materials truck parked on the side of a side street with their, one of them had a trailer on it with crushed concrete. I don't know if they're doing sidewalks or not. It was leaving a puddle of oil on the floor, their trucks. But these are the kind of companies that are being subcontracted for them, yes, to make money, but they're also going out with the lowest bidder again. And I'm going to say this now and say forward on. The lowest bidder, we're not getting the best work out of it because they're the lowest bidder. We're getting the crappiest work out of the lowest bidder. And unfortunately, that's what's happening. And the work in the city, as much as you say you're satisfied with it, at least myself as a resident, other residents are not satisfied. For example, when we had on Gully, when you guys did the water replacement there, you guys planted weeds, not grass seed, weeds. To this day, I still pass by there and I shake my head every time I go down Gully on the Dearborn Heights side.
Yeah, you guys threw speeds.
L 42.
Every time I drive by there and I've seen a couple notices on doors, the easement is weeds. Like,
Yeah.
why didn't we go back and get the contractor to correct that?
You know what should have happened, if I can just add on, Councilman, I know
Yeah.
Councilwoman Breyer want to speak up, but what we should need to start doing is when we choose these companies, I'd like to see recommendations from other council members and other mayors in different cities, like Dearborn, neighboring cities, Taylor. And we should be able to call this mayor, call this elected official and say, hey, you're putting your name on this person? It's like, it's just, I don't know what's going on. Like, there's no oversight. I can tell you right now, I'm not happy with a lot of the projects that are taking place. I know there's a lot, and I thank you, not blaming Mr. Deeb or Vaughn or Wade Trim. And some of the people that you guys are bringing forward are not doing a good job. And we keep hearing, oh, there's a punch card, we're gonna hold them accountable, and I'm gonna investigate it. This is going on for 3 years.
Council Chair, I'm sorry, I wasn't.
Okay.
Just interrupting. Councilman, I'll let you go after this. Betty Gear, they did right across the street from the golf course. They used the golf course parking lot down in there. But you know, the law says that any area you use, you're supposed to return it in the condition it's in. Them using their trucks and machines going through that parking lot, destroyed that parking lot more than it was already destroyed. Why wasn't them putting concrete, crushed concrete there, asphalt there, all the material there, their pipes, everything, heavy equipment moving, scraping the floor? They left it the way it is. And who's footing the bill? The residents are. Why are we not holding? I know they have a contract with us.
Damage that was done during the construction was done by 3 companies. Wayne County at the same time was doing the restoration on the sanitary source. So the lay down area was the grass area between, and to access that grass area, we allowed the contractor to use the parking lot. Now the restoration was done not to the parking lot itself because we knew the parking lot was being replaced. It was in bad shape. And as a matter of fact, they did restore some of the aisles that they hit because I made them.
Use a handheld. Oh, okay.
Okay, though.
Wasn't working. Turn that off. So anyway, we did restoration on some of the islands and then the curbs, but we made the county do it. We made our own contractor do it, but it wasn't pristine because the parking lot wasn't in pristine condition. So
My question is do we keep pictures of before and after? And
absolutely. As a matter of fact, when we go through the slides, I'm going to show you a couple examples because most of the biggest challenge I have.
I'm saying, is there pictures before and after of the parking lot?
No, in the parking lot, did we do that?
So I'm not sure if we have pre-existing photos of the parking lot, but we can certainly access the Google Earth and have a look at what they look like.
I mean, if we're ever gonna utilize city-owned property for any project, this contractor's making millions of dollars off of a project,
Of course.
and no matter what condition the parking lot was in, it should never be left in the same condition or damaged, because the equipment and trucks that went on that truck, them turning in, destroyed that parking lot more than it was destroyed. Them semi trucks are not light trucks to be turning around on those curbs and those radiuses inside that parking lot.
Yeah, so we watched, I think, and I'm not saying that Bit of Gear didn't damage anything there because there was certainly some restoration that they had to handle there.
Because the basin in front of the entry of the parking lot where the trucks were going out is sunk now. And that wasn't sunk before. And I can promise you it wasn't. And we could check Google Earth.
Basin.
Yeah. So, and we watched the Wayne County effort there because they were bringing in full length semi trucks. We watched them do it. And so they're largely responsible for the damage that you see on the boulevard section. There's no question that there was some that Bit of Gear, and I'm not defending anybody, that Bit of Gear had some restoration work to do in their area because they were in the quadrant closest to the southwest quadrant of the parking lot. We hold, from a restoration perspective, we hold them to the fire for all of that. If there's a specific issue, I'm happy to pursue it. I'm happy to pursue it with, so any issues that you folks have up there, whether it's with weight trim, people representing Wade Trim, with the contractors, with the residents even. I'm happy to pursue any of that and provide you a satisfactory result.
Because honestly, the way I'm looking at it now, and I'm not interfering in the projects and see, I've been driving by, going through every project. And honestly, any companies we see that does not meet standards to what other cities require, or what MDOT requires and all that, all I do is bring them here and remove them from our, as a contractor. And go find someone else, because it seems like everybody we're getting, we always have, the project is never 100%. It's never 100%.
I just don't, let's go to Councilwoman Breyer next. She's.
As today, between 2:15 and 4 PM, I had occasion to go north and south on South Gully Road. At the southwest corner of Dartmouth and Gully, water was flowing freely. It looked like a water main break.
Did you report that,
Did you
Council?
call it in?
No, I was too busy unloading groceries to get here. But it was flowing when I drove
What's the- what's
both
the-
ways.
Give me the location, please.
Southwest Dartmouth and Gully.
Okay.
It looked like water was flowing.
Sure.
Anytime you see running
It
water,
was excessive.
always call the non-emergency line so that they can go out and fix it.
I've had problems calling non-emergency.
Yeah, we have staff even on weekends, for the water main break, so at the, you know, so.
All right, guys, let's continue on this present.
Okay, let's go.
What's our policy with our contractors using subbing the work?
Yeah,
They can use whoever they
Yeah,
want.
it's normal practice.
They cannot use whoever they want. Their subs have to be either they request, or they have to request the use of them, or it's included in their original bid contract.
So probably we need to double check on this.
So when we bring the contract to you for approval, it's not just the prime, but they have a
There's
proposal and they list the subs. Now, if they substitute, which is what I believe Councilman Saab is saying, if it's someone that wasn't on the list and got substituted, that's different. That's an enforcement issue. It's a contract violation. So you can't say, I'm gonna sub to someone and then go find someone cheaper and substitute.
Right.
That's the kind of enforcement that we have to follow on.
So how can we check on those all?
That's.
So we can verify who they're using and check that against the contract.
Are you gonna check whatever council chair mentioned? If you don't mind. So my
Absolutely.
second question is, when we're working on those water mains, are we like replacing the whole street when we do?
We'll show you. We have pictures, but we haven't got.
But pretty much is the whole street.
So it's not the whole street.
Not the whole
It's
street.
not the whole street, particularly with the methods that are being used right now. We're mostly directional drilling or pipe bursting.
Pipe bursting. So we brought that up in order to stretch our limited resources. We're doing pipe bursting, which basically you don't excavate. You go one point inside the pipe and you rupture it with a new pipe. So this way we're not replacing.
Do you have a picture of water main? I just wanna see how it looks like.
Yeah, so what you see here in the upper,
Actual city projects, by the way.
yeah, these are all from your projects, dated.
Pardon me?
Is this off of Hess and Berwin?
So, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
So what you're looking at in the upper left, that's HDPE pipe that's used for directional drilling and pipe bursting.
These are the areas that we laid down over at the parking lot of the golf course. So that's where, because they fuse them together and they needed a long stretch.
So what does this do exactly? What is the purpose of this?
Of pipe bursting?
I know, are these bigger than what we originally have?
It is. These are all, well, in most cases, in this particular case on Berwin, you have a 6-inch main. They go through they ream the pipe and explode it. And then they pull back this HDPE that's 2 inches larger in diameter. It's 8-inch.
So with the coefficient of friction on these pipes, this actually pushes more water than the original pipe. So capacity wise, you increase the capacity, you also extend it. So the drawback to this method is that's where they were laying across Warren Avenue onto the parking lot of the golf course to fuse the sections and start pulling them under. That's.
So the lower picture to the right, that's a water main?
Yes, so lower picture to the right, that's a gate well and valve. This is where the water crew will, like your DPW they can turn the water main on or off here.
So when we have like a busted water main, which one? The red one that will be busted or anywhere in?
No, it could, so typically when you have a main break, it's
Uh-huh.
along it would, like in this
Yeah.
black pipe, it would be somewhere in the middle, you know, of that.
And we don't know where it's coming from, huh?
A typical break that you know, they figure your DPW is so experienced now, when they see it coming up through the ground, because after it breaks, it takes a little bit and then it'll start permeating through the ground, and they're fairly adept at getting within 10 feet of it and isolating the break.
They're good at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's clear, because we're doing it so many times.
So many experience. Yes.
And Mr. Dib, sorry, I know you mentioned one time every water main break costs us how much?
Quite a
35,000?
bit. So on average, if you have to call Miss Dig and excavate, we're taking about 5 to 7 days. Some of them are longer, especially when it gets really cold. So you're responding to this. Water main breaks can cost you quite a bit before
How
you
much
get
each
to it,
one?
not including labor. So if you're coming in on weekend and doing, not including equipment or labor, we're in the 25 plus range.
And how many we're doing a year again?
We were doing 40 a week.
40 a week?
Week in the winter, yes. And some of them were not related to temperature. So I expected when we go below like excessively cold to expect, but it isn't just that. So just so you'll know, the 6-year contract with, and this is all part of why we believe we have 3 to 4 times the average water main breaks of any adjacent city. And I talk to them constantly. So like Garden City is totally puzzled why we have so many. But I believe it was due to 2 things. One, no planned replacement. So we have pipes that were never planned to be replaced. So they're old. And 2, most importantly, water distribution system. Now, this company did just a study for us. I have a theory with, every 6 years we negotiate a contract with Great Lake Water Authority, GLUA, right? So that contract with Great Lake dictates what the community wants to buy. So we tell Detroit what to sell us for those 6 years, meaning that I need to tell them how much I need volume. I need to tell them what pressure. I need to tell them what points of entries. Once they decide that, they say, okay, Dearborn Heights, I'm giving you 6 points of entries, 60 PSI plus or minus 5, and then the volume, max day, max volume specified. We enter into a contract. When I came to this city, we had just entered into a 6-year contract. So what I was doing is I'm tracking, because from previous life, I used to operate a water distribution system. So I'm tracking why I get the bill from Detroit, and out of my 6 meters, master meters to the city, where we buy our water coming into the city before we sell to resident, where we buy it, 4 out of my 6 meters are zeros. And then 1 is like 3% and 1 is
I got a
97%.
question.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't do that.
No, the idea is, when you sign that contract with Detroit, you really need to know your system. This city grew quite a bit and no one paid attention to our water, mains. So I have 6 meters, 4 read 0, which means my pressure throughout the system is all screwed up. So what I'm doing now, before we get to my next year's end of next year negotiation with Detroit to sign another 6-year contract, it behooves us to know exactly why we're getting all the pressure in 2 areas causing the water main breaks, because you're exceeding the pressure instead of being evenly distributed throughout the city. So we're looking at why we are zeros. So we're exercising the valve, and now we just have still the water reliability study done by Wake Trim. I'm going through it now. It's still in the draft format. This is going to give us the data we need. Next time we sit down with Detroit and say, I want it, my distribution system in the city has to evenly be distributed. So if I have a problem on one area, I need to be able to loop the system and feed water to my resident. So this is all being taken into account. Part of that, the replacement.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
It's funny, there's a resident here, Mike, we talked about, and he works for the city of Melvindale.
Uh-huh.
Weren't you telling me something, if you don't mind, you could talk about it, about the water, power?
Yes.
You, at the mic. It's okay.
That's all right. Still works.
By the way, Melvindale is doing this right now. So I figured, look, what are the odds? Melvindale is doing this and we're talking about this. About water and how to save money on water bills.
So currently so I'm advising the city on presumably installing water towers. Northville has been doing it. And the city of Northville Township has been saving a lot of money on it. The problem with GLIWA, and I hate to say, is It's almost a monopoly over cities. And GLIWA just goes unchecked. You know, certain cities like Dearborn Heights and even smaller communities, we cannot afford to basically have our own water storage tanks, right? And that costs millions and millions of dollars. And that's why we go towards the option of having water towers. But then when you go into the route of water towers, you got to also start looking at environmental issues, right? You got to stay on track with that. But in the long run, Dearborn Heights should do a study of presumably bringing in water towers and see what the cost saving element on that is. But for smaller communities, it does work across the state of Michigan and across the US. You know, you travel somewhere into the country and you see a water tower in a small town, you know. So Dearborn Heights, you know, should look at that.
Doesn't Novi do it when you go to Somerset?
But Farmington Hills has it. Northville Township, Novi has one. You know, even some large businesses, what they'll elect to do so they could reduce the costs on city water buyage is basically install their own water towers. So that's another option.
Thanks, Mike.
That you guys could look at. Thank you.
Yeah, so
This is
So
basically
in-
to save water?
in terms of
Save money on
water
buying it.
towers, it's like a twofold thing. Many water towers that you see, the primary function is for supply, pressure. And so, but locally, like an example would be Van Buren Township. They didn't so much need the pressure for the pressure, but they built a water tower. This is back in early, like 2012 or something, 2009. But the idea was peak shaving. And so at night, the water tower fills, which is a lower rate by GLWA.
Yeah, see?
And
Yeah,
then,
Mike, that's what they're doing in Melvindale now.
and then during the
get cheaper
day,
water bills.
you use the water at a cheaper rate.
Right.
Just let me add one thing.
Save
Bill.
money?
We
Want
did,
to get lower water
we
bills?
did look at, we did look at a system similar to this, but GLUA had reminded us that Ford and Kinlock is their major storage tank, and it happens to be in the city of Dearborn Heights. So right on Kinlock Street, that's the GLUA tank, and this is what most of our water is coming from graphically. So I mean gravity. So I don't have to pump it. I have a 54-inch pipe under Kinlock just north of Ford. And that's a great point for us. It happened to be in the middle of my population center. But we will bring, before we bring that contract to you for renewal in 26, the plan is to have a real good idea what my system need. And based on that, instead of carrying the same 6-year contract for the last 40 years, we're going to look at better even distribution of my 6 meters so we can reduce water main breaks. And this effort is also part because that is a huge cost to the city and disruption. Just the losses of water, guys, just the loss of water on the water main breaks, regardless of what the repair cost would be, just water losses are huge because I also have to pay sewers on those, right? So they go against my water and I pay for it.
Mr. Dearborn, you said 40 a week. Is that during just a cold month or this is all year long?
Actually, even on the warm days, I was getting up here. It's largely due to age. What we found out is multiple breaks are taking place on sections that haven't been touched in years. Now, that combined with upward pressures when the distribution is all messed up, instead of even, it spikes. So old pipes, uneven pressure, they're failing.
Very cold conditions will spike it too.
Even when Detroit, so we're watching Detroit's performance. So the 6-year contract that I mentioned to you has penalty rates for us and Detroit. So I've noticed that, and I've got all my accounting brains. Oh, Mr. Baidoon is playing tic-tac. But we noticed that we get a penalty rate when you exceed what you said you wanted. You know, in your contract, you pay penalty.
Are you saying we're having over a couple hundreds breaks a year?
More than that.
More than that?
Oh, hell yeah.
Will this help slow that down?
Absolutely. That's the reason for that. So when we said we
No,
wanted to
she's
use
talking, I think about the water. You're talking about this or
Well,
the water main
But
replacement.
before you continue, I'm so sorry, and I don't mean to
Yeah.
interrupt you guys.
Yeah.
I told Councilman once to go to.
Yeah, just a yes or no. And does these new pipes tend to tolerate pressure differences more than the old pipes?
Oh, Mr. Expert.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
yes.
Okay, so that'll be
Yes.
help that.
So many of the pipes that you're having issue with are cast iron.
Yeah.
And they've made leaps and bounds advances because you went from like ductile iron or HDPE or PVC, it's all has a much higher pressure tolerance.
Does that have a little more tendency to expand and contract a little bit without bursting?
Well, so the plastic components, there's more expansion. Yeah, it's more flexibility there.
Please understand, we're also keeping track on the pressure we buy. So if my design, pipe design, let's say is 60, 70 plus or minus, we're not buying it at that rate. We wanted to distribute it evenly throughout the city from Detroit. And it's their job to regulate that pressure and volume. So it combines. So this is all, there are a lot of pieces involved.
Do you
So
think that's the main reason for a lot of main breaks is the pressure variant?
One of the main, and then the age.
So it's not our fault, it's a PLAW.
The age of the pipe has a lot to do with
Pipe has
it.
a lot to do with it too.
You know, you said 54-inch main, that's huge, but I can't believe it. But
That is the
yeah.
Detroit main.
I just want to let people know that, you know, when we have a water main break, we lose a lot of water. That costs us money.
Yep.
And the reason that our DPW can't come out that hour to fix it is because they have to get a hold of the utilities like DTE or Miss Dig and wait for them to come out to make sure that there's no gas lines or electrical lines or something there, which could take days and sometimes a week or more. So that water, you see water coming out and you say, hey, you haven't been able to fix it. It's not our fault. We're more than likely waiting for Miss Dig or DTE to come out and mark their lines for us.
Yes, sir.
And it causes a lot of water.
Yes, sir. I believe that 54-inch, I believe Council Chair Mobaydun reported that pavement at one time on Kenlock near Cecile. And there was like a section of pavement in the roadway, I believe a couple of years ago. And that's when we found out that area is where that 54-inch, that's the main. And if we're not careful replacing this, we can have lakefront property real quick.
That's a lot of water.
Yeah, so I want to go back. Councilman Saab, you had asked the question about testing, and I just wanted to revisit that and make sure I answered it for you. So we have G2 as the testing consultant that's performing all the testing on all of these projects. And so typically on a concrete pour, they would take 4 cylinders and then there's one extra. So they have a 7-day break, a 28-day break, and then like a 56-day break where we look at the compressive strength. And so it's being done. I have so there's a little bit of a lag from actually receiving the reports, but we have a log of all of the reports. It's all filed within the project. I can provide those on any of your projects for your use. But we don't ever so we require, typically it's a 7-day period and allow the concrete to get to the compressive strength needed to have traffic. And if it doesn't pass, we don't open.
So go ahead.
And then also, Councilman Baydoun, you referenced the seed, and to get away from any problems with seeding, we have gone with sod replacement in these areas. So which is.
I mean, honest to God, I'm sorry, Council Chair, but comments you get on Facebook when you drive down Gully, it's like between Dearborn and Dearborn Heights. People say the street looks so awful because it looks like blight on these easements. I mean, I don't know why we didn't go back with the kind and just remove it. It was weed seed. It was highway seed. It's 100% weeds. No, it's weeds. It's not field grass. It's actual weeds.
It's weeds.
Like when you drive by there, the people are looking at our city as they're entering Gully. It's between Dearborn and Dearborn Heights. The first thing you see is pure weeds.
Yeah, so I'm happy to review those areas, and because that contract is still.
And I remember when I believe you, Mr. D, were up your side. Yes, the contract admitted he put the wrong seed and you guys were going to address it and take care of it, and nothing's ever been done with it.
Yeah, so we followed up on a couple, two specific addresses there. One at the corner of Marshall, which Councilman Baydoun, you know that fellow, and he was satisfied, and I would be interested. I'm happy to pursue the others.
Yeah,
as well.
it's honestly, it's not a good image. Like we're always complaining about Ford and Warren and everything else in front of businesses, but also the city itself has to do a better job. These contractors, we're paying tens of millions of dollars for these projects and then you go put, spray seeds that are weeds. I mean, me as a homeowner myself, I wouldn't want that in front of my house. If we can look into that, I'd appreciate it. Help with your entry to our city.
We will look into it, yes.
You know, when we replace lawn, grassy areas, you know, you do a two-way seeded or sodded. It's all relies on watering it afterwards.
Does,
I mean,
yes.
you could put the greatest sod down. And if the people don't water it or the contractor, maybe we should have something in the contract that says you're responsible for watering this sod for 15 days.
They are though.
Something like that, you know, or the seed, especially the seed. If you put seed down there, it starts growing, you don't water for a couple of days, it's dead, and then weeds will just take over. That's what I think we started over on Gully there.
No,
Yeah.
it was Councilman. It was actually the
The
type of
sod?
seed they put
Oh,
was a highway grade seed.
Well, I want to answer the councilman. If you spoke with Lori Moline, you will see that they had somebody going around spraying the grass for all the new sod. So they were actually going down Berwyn during this project, and I was impressed to see that.
Yeah,
The issue that you guys were doing it was you guys were doing it during the middle of like 2 or 3 o'clock, and it was the hottest time of the day, and the grass was burning. And you know, so the contractor, I mean, would have to understand he'd have to come
early.
either very early or around like
They were watering it?
they were watering it. Yeah, they had a company going around. watering it. Yeah.
They all are held to watering and establishing the turf before it's.
Yeah. And the resident was just complaining that the time they were coming was and it was like a big truck and it had a big hose and it was really soaking the heck out of it. They did a good job on that.
Yeah, Berwyn was successful and the contractor is the same contractor doing the rest of them now, so. Go ahead.
That's good to hear. Hold them to it though.
So here's, just going through, here's some more pictures of what's happening. During the water main project, some concrete being installed and finished. Sidewalk and so here's an example of our, what I mentioned earlier, the inspector's daily report. All of the information for the day's work is recorded here along with the photos that go along with it. For every day that the contractors are on site, one of these is generated and the photos are attached to it. And I can, at anybody's request, I can provide this information for your use. Here's another look. This is switching over to Jackson Street, showing some work that was happening there. And moving forward to show you another look. Lots of. So when you look down in the lower right-hand corner, you can see.
Bless you.
Yeah, bless you. So you can see cutouts in the concrete roadway. Those are all, the water main here was right underneath the curb. So the long side leads across the street. They had to cut into the pavement to connect the water lead to the new main. And that's what you're seeing there. Some more photos of work on Jackson Street. And another inspection report. So shifting, this is Penny Street, which is again now the water main is all installed here and we're doing the concrete restoration work now. You can see the pipe stacked up along in the staging area for that work. Some more looks at the actual process, installing a hydrant up in your upper right.
Hassan will tell you he knows what he's doing right.
Yeah, and a gate valve and well in the lower right hand corner. There's an actual look at in your lower left hand corner. There's water main being pulled back through, and physically the pipe bursting process is happening right there. Another report here.
Stop hanging up drywall. I'll tell you how to fix all that.
So shifting gears to the water main replacement, the water meter replacement program. This is So Ferguson is the contractor that's doing that work, along with their subcontractor Vepo. What you're looking at is a status report. We have 7,480 meters installed to date, scheduled 1,866. And so, and if incompletes, which means that those are ones that they, for a myriad of reasons, were unable to complete, and they'll circle back to maximize those. And then that last component, inside mounts, that's where they have to put the transmitter on the inside of the home versus the outside. So 32.8% progress over over the course of the project, which is almost a third of the way through. And again, they are based on the current, if they average 1,300 installs a month, they'll complete this project in August of 2026.
Okay, so again, gentlemen, this is the project that we all agreed that is going to be to assist us in the way we manage our system. We're falling behind on billing because of multitude of issues. The radio unit don't work, the meters don't work, we have meters that are not accurate. So when the project was first conceived, it was designed to address all the shortcomings of the water system, meaning that I'll be able to, by the way, I met with Dearborn when we selected the product, and this product was selected by our staff that do the actual work. So Dearborn has the same meter, and Dearborn does the drive-by reading as opposed to individual read. So we're the only community that still has the plug, download, take it to the office. So this is going to increase our productivity light years. So we're able to, oh, you need battery. We'll be able to, yeah, we'll be able to do the drive-by.
too.
Not you, yeah. So the drive-by will be completed, and we're currently doing, and ultimately 5 out of 6 collectors are currently in place. So we do have the cell service to be able to do it. Now, that means we can concentrate on other things with our staff, things that we are falling behind on, the maintenance requirement, find me all the shut-off valves. Most of my
So Mr. D, we have a little bit over 23,000 water mains in the city. That's what the number is.
So the number is a little fluid.
What's that number? I mean,
That's the number of meters that.
That's the number of, meters,
Number of.
like for what meters and where?
water meters.
Water meters, whether.
On the, like in houses or, okay.
Residential homes or businesses or.
Do you know how many water mains we have in the city?
How many miles?
How many
One.
water mains?
One.
One water main, pipe.
All this,
With miles, we have miles, but we have a water main district, water.
no, I'm talking about like the main ones, like where the valves are. Does that makes a difference or no?
Yes, so you have over 200 miles of water main in the city at various different
Length.
sizes.
Every
But the
street, right?
measures that, okay, these master meters are the points where the city pays for water. That's where the wholesale comes into the city, and that's what we report, and this is what we compare what we sold to what we bought and see what the losses are,
I mean,
right?
I'm sorry, excuse me, for some reason I thought every time the pipe meets a pipe with a valve, that's where the water main
No.
is.
It's a district, by the way, this is all looped system. So the same water, if you break one, you can feed from the rest.
Just take the videos.
It's a looped
Two
system.
guys hang up drywall, they wanna talk, come on.
All connected. So we're doing really good on the water meter replacement ahead of schedule. And if we continue at that rate, we'll be able to move to full automatic reading within, let's say, 2 months.
Yes, I think so, yes.
So we'll be able to do, which will be a great thing. That was one of the major shortcomings that the system had. If I wanted to do a final read, I have to go through and schedule it months in advance. Well, with this, you can hit a button and actually have a final read and turn on and off. So progress is underway, 32.8% complete, which is not bad.
Yeah, making good progress here, I think. I know it's been highly anticipated happening, but it's happening. That's good. So what you see here, this is a typical readout that's produced by when the meters are installed. There's a myriad of information here, but one of the things they do is they take pictures of the existing meter before it's swapped out in place, and then pictures after the new one's installed with the corresponding new meter number as well. So this is all documented and verified, and this is essentially what's used for payment for the meter company. And this is more of the same here, just a few examples of different addresses along the way. You can see on the picture on the lower left, that's the transmitter on the outside of the building, which unless they're unable to do it, it'll be there. And if not, it's inside the home near the meter itself.
Council Chair?
Sure.
What's the life expectancy of the meters and transmitters?
Talking about battery life?
Well, the lifespan of them, I mean, they can't last forever, the meter or the transmitter.
15 or
I
20?
think it was 20 years was the lifespan of the meter itself. The transmitter, the radio component was less than that, like 10-year lifespan.
Yeah. So they'll have to be replaced. Would that cause malfunction in reading if the batteries start going dead on them, or?
As I understand it, they know when the batteries are going on the transmitter itself, they go and replace it.
So that's an additional cost we're gonna have to incur. Who's gonna take care of battery replacement on the transmitters?
Well, I believe you'll establish an ongoing
Yeah, maintenance. This is
maintenance contract.
so bad.
So just so you're aware, the current DPW staff, they have a meter technician which replaces RFs and ARBs. And in this case, I'm not sure if the contractor has a warranty for them, but after like 5 years or so, the city would be when a resident can't get a read on the meter, they would send a technician to replace that radio frequency transmitter.
Who's they and would send who?
Okay.
Who would send
The
who?
city has an employee.
Our city employee would.
Yeah, the city employee. Now, for the newly installed meters, if the radio transmitter is failing within a very short time frame, I'm assuming that
It's under warranty.
under warranty, so the contractor would replace that.
How long is the warranty? 5 years or so?
So on the meters were 20, the read,
100 years?
the box outside is 7 or 10.
I'm not sure that, I'm not.
7 or 10.
We can look into the
But,
warranty.
but just keep in mind though, Councilman, we have, these meters are going to be read remotely and they're going to be read excessively fast, much faster than having to go to each house and download it. So we will know in a short period of time if a meter is malfunctioning or the radio is blocked, a tree or someone hit it. You'll know quickly, and then that will be, and we're gonna free a lot of people from the actual meter reading.
Yeah.
We're gonna free that to do other things, and we have many things that they need to do.
And you'll also be able to get a real-time meter read.
So we won't have any estimated bills anymore.
No, that's part of
No
the
more
reason why.
estimated bills, and
Or 4 months or 6 months.
there's probably like 100% chance that these meters have to be replaced in 20 years.
Well, the ones we have now, how many years?
Is there history, past? I'm sure these have new technology, so you can't say somebody did it 20 years ago. We can't.
No, but we bought the same meters because of the reliability. And other communities did all their research and most of them bought the same meters.
Are they made in
Neptune?
America?
Yes.
No.
Yes, actually, we had to. We have a Buy America agreement because of the funding. I got federal, so yeah, they're good meters. And when I met with Dearborn, they had all praises to say. They had them for 5 years, not an issue. But they also tell me they wish they did what we did on the collectors, so they have to drive by, which is still not a big deal. If I have to drive by the city, I can read them in 2 days tops.
All right, 2 days you can drive every city, every street.
Well, the Dearborn Heights isn't that big.
That's a good.
I mean,
trivia
they just drive
question.
by at 10 miles.
I know,
per hour.
but
Boom, boom, boom.
so you could drive every street in 2 days. Just curious, yeah.
Yeah, I should be able to.
You drive every street, I think in less than less than 2 days.
Really?
You can drive the whole city in less than an hour.
I know it's not. I have.
About that.
100% you can.
An hour?
Maybe 2 bags.
Hey, the way you drive.
I don't speak, I'm all about, like, I'm all against representing, but I mean, think about it, you know,
Reckless.
so you have to drive this, mind you, you like, if you really think of like the south end, you take Dartmouth all the way down. You start there, you start from the tip of Dearborn, you jump all the way down, you're knocked out 20% of the city right there.
Yeah, but all the people that stop to talk to you though, takes.
Well, no, you're not, you're just the meter, you're in a park, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
And
me or you.
It is.
Oh, yeah, but yeah.
Well, the sensors on and it picks up the thing. We call them the straggler. So you may do 1 day actual and then 1 day stragglers. A unit failed to report for whatever reason. Truck was parked or something, but anyway.
Yeah, so just going through one more photo of another replacement meter and then shifting to the last of the 3 DWSRF projects. So this lead service line replacement project, we are lined up to replace up to 1,700 leads, whether they're galvanized or lead. And we anticipate that project hasn't kicked off yet. We anticipate next month that we'll begin the work. And we anticipate completion by December of 2026.
So when we presented the project to you, we told you it was going to be done in phases. Phase 1, because we don't know how many houses or where the houses are that have lead service or galvanized. We go by estimate because of the age of the house. So I can tell you if the house is 50 plus, chances are you have. But we also did some replacement before, but we never had a full inventory where they're located. So we took advantage of the fact that we're replacing water meters. Part of the meter contractor is fill out a checklist that says supply line is lead or galvanized. And this way, the next contractor who's going to start in 2 weeks,
Well,
3 weeks,
yeah,
has that list. So area 1 was done, we turn over, and then we'll just go and target just the homes with lead service and replace them. By the way, we just received another note. The state is adding more money to this lead replacement contract because it is a safety issue, and so they're giving us more.
Let's continue to go through, 'cause I know we have a lot of,
Done.
get done?
No, this is
No,
this, yeah.
Well, that concluded the lead service line contract. So jumping to the CW SRF project, L41, that project, just a summary of that, we are separating the sanitary sewer from the storm sewer as mandated by Eagle. It includes a total of 9 streets: Princeton, Norfolk, Dartmouth, Andover, Colgate, Stanford, Lehigh, Hopkins, and Annapolis. So currently, there are various levels of completion.
Norfolk Street. That's where I talked to the guy that was putting on the. Yep.
Yeah. Well, and I'm gonna look into that and see.
And the moral of the story was, he was telling an elected official
To
drive on on residential grass for about
Yeah.
half a block.
Yeah, so that's,
He said, I do it all the time.
well, that's ridiculous.
That's
I said to him,
It's not
I
acceptable.
don't know what city you live in, but you're not gonna treat our neighborhoods like trash. That's unacceptable.
It is unacceptable. There's no excuse for that, and I agree. And that'll be addressed.
So that's why we need to figure out who we're really hiring.
Yeah. And that'll be addressed. So, but,
Somebody drives on my lawn.
well, yeah, yep. And they're,
The
so,
part about it was, I was talking to the resident and they said, oh no, they're just driving up and down on our grass. They don't care. City, I mean, like, I'm watching projects like,
We need to look into that.
I mean, I don't want to take away from this, but like, as I walk through the neighborhoods right now, see DTE's putting asphalt on where sidewalks supposed to be. Seeing, some of our, yeah, but no, it's not temporary though. 2 years is not temporary. 2 years is 2 damn years. I don't want to see that in front of my house.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So 7 of the streets are at some level of completion, Princeton being the most complete. There's still restoration and additional concrete that needs to be placed there. Dartmouth and Andover are slated to start in the next week or so. And here are some,
Mailing these residents and letting them know, be prepared.
yeah, they received notices ahead of the project, and
And it's also on the website.
it's all, yeah, posted on the website as well. we receive, once we distribute the notices, there's a pretty regular influx of calls, just voicing concerns about access. There's on several of these streets, there's some older folks, there's some handicapped folks that we address and make sure they're taken care of.
Is this gonna reduce flooding also?
Yes.
Oh, that's the main, yes. So in addition to separating, the whole idea behind the CSO is to separate, and by separation, I mean, we have to construct a system and dedicated that system just for clean or dirty. It's either sanitary or storm. So the issue of mixing the two and contaminating rivers or flooding basements with unclean water, that is the idea. So again, if you look at the big picture, the city is in number 3 CSO area. We have 6, right? So the city has 6 separate areas of combined sewers. We're on 3 now, and we have 3 coming up or agreement with a dateline. So the government constantly wants to know. So when are you planning to separate? You need to separate. So we have 6 total, plus the one that we did in 94. 94, Mr. Baidoon? 94 with Wayne County. So the one behind Hype, that is a combined city/Wayne County combined sewer with a small detention or retention basin underground, which is totally waste of money.
Detention and retention.
The retention, you retain it, you keep it what?
Temporarily.
You keep,
Detention is
no,
there until they evacuate them.
detention, opposite.
That's right.
Okay.
Detention,
So-
think of like detention, or you're school, you're there temporarily, they let you out.
Yep. Yeah.
I got
That's a good way. Yep.
I spent a lot of time.
So-
One time, what the difference was, and he couldn't tell them.
So to your point, to your question about the relieving flooding here, so most of the pipe that's been removed from the storm sewer end here on this project is like maximum 12 inches in diameter. The pipe going back, as you can see in this picture, that's like 24-inch pipe in the view
Is
here.
that the biggest?
It's not the biggest, but I don't know if I have the photos for the biggest pipes here, but we'll see what we have here. So, but I think 36 is the max size that we're installing here. But this is designed to convey which is the industry standard, 10-year, 1-hour storm.
In comparison, just so you'll know, the system that we shared with Wayne County and entered into a 40-year agreement back in 94, that is still behind Hype today. In comparison, that system holds a 10-minute storm, 10-minute, not year, 10-minute storm for 30 minutes. So it was really an interesting project. Why would you even bother? 10 minutes.
Okay.
So anyway.
So here's some additional photos of some inlet and catch basin manhole installations here.
What's the reason for the manhole?
So you typically in design, you have a maximum distance between manholes at about 400 feet. And that's so you can, like your typical DPW can actually access the manhole and maintain the pipes in either direction. That's
Failure or clog. If it clogs, you need to be able to enter and unclog them.
and you also, an additional requirement, like anytime you change direction, you want to be able to clean that. So you don't want it to be a blind tap kind of a thing, a blind bend. So you install a manhole and you can make the turn.
You make a turn right or left or anything. You just put a manhole and then turn.
Yep. Yes.
This is pretty amazing.
And then, so here's this is again on Princeton. Here's some concrete roadway going back after the storm sewer is installed. And here's another example of an inspection report. So shifting to Norfolk, and you can get a feel of what's happening here.
Is that a manhole in the lower right one too? Is that 2 of them?
Yeah, so that is an inlet, what they call an inlet that's connected to a manhole. So the manhole,
The one to the right?
yeah, the one to the right is a manhole. The one to the left is an inlet, so that'll be right on the side of right on the curb line. And the actual storm sewer is underneath the roadway, and that manhole connects the two.
Chair, how many, pump stations do we have that pump it up?
Your stormwater system is all gravity.
It's 100% gravity?
Yes.
So it's, wow, so it's pitched? Yep.
Yeah, so there's a 78-inch interceptor. Well, it varies in size as you continue north, but there's a large interceptor going right down Beach Daily that goes right to the Rouge River.
Really?
Jackson is not ours. Jackson Street.
No, well, that's a sanitary sewer pump station.
You're,
Yeah.
you're asking sanitary.
Yeah, sanitary, yeah.
Sanitary. So no, Jackson Street. That's why I'm correct.
We only have
Yeah.
one.
So
one
we
pump
have
station?
a.
I thought you were referring to storm.
So it
No.
pitches down to that point, and then it pumps it back up to a higher elevation, so it can go
So-
downhill again.
So as you know, the city has two sanitary areas. You know, we go 90% north to Detroit, Rouge Valley, RVSDS sanitary, and then the rest of the city on the south end, Dartmouth South, goes to Dua. So we have two areas of. So the Dua has a one on Jackson Street station, and we also have the Taylor Basin.
Yeah.
And that is, yeah, but it's across from us, but it serves Dearborn Heights, but it is ours.
Oh, the one by the,
It's,
in,
it's
94?
physically located, yes, yes. I had to look for it because I'm thinking Taylor Basin, but it is ours. It's ours.
Thank you.
Welcome. All right, another inspection report. Here's some work that's occurred on Lehigh. Another manhole installation, some storm sewer pipe trenching activity. Some more of the same. You can see there in the lower right-hand corner is the installation of edge drain along the roadway that's being replaced for drainage purposes, and that's connected to the storm sewer system, typically at an inlet or manhole or a catch basin.
So on those, Councilman, and so remember we were talking about some of the areas that prone to, and we wanted to do finger drains. Finger drain is the same concept as this, but basically connect them to the catch basins and try to drain. Very few communities, affluent communities are doing that, Ann Arbor, you know, and such. We're not to that level yet, but we're getting there. We're looking for funding.
All right. Some more concrete placement. IDR, some work on Hopkins Street.
You know, at this day and age, a combined system, it just seems unreal.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
if people don't know it, what it is it's putting your sewage from your toilets in with your stormwater, rainwater, mixing
And it
it
goes
in
to the
the,
river.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's,
And it goes to the river.
that's like unheard of. You know,
No, it's true.
Yeah. More storm sewer installation. There's some activity on Colgate Street. Manhole installation, inlet installation, roadway bed prep. And then Annapolis, some work that we're doing out there. All right, so last is the paving project that's underway. So everything in red you see on this map is either been completed or in process or scheduled to be completed. Had a very busy, successful year so far.
I'm sorry, say that again. Everything, what on the map?
Everything in red is either completed,
Okay.
in progress, or scheduled to be completed this year.
This year, okay.
Yes, and this next slide I'll kind of go into detail here. So
I gotta make an ask.
yes,
I believe I sent this to you.
Shoot.
Cause I see nothing in my life, see nothing in the world like this street right here. I walked through Rockland, Baldwin, Cronin, to Baldwin, Richardson. Cannot believe what the road looks like. It is legit gravel. It's the entire road is crumbled apart. We really need to take a look at these roads.
All right.
I see that you guys have already chosen and then that's not on there. But, you know, I feel like that's a certain side of the city that kind of gets like forgotten about. But it is one of the worst, like, and I get it, there's not many homes there, there's still our residents.
Mhm.
And, you know, and that's what they told me, they said, hey, I feel like because I'm only 8 houses here, they don't care that our roads are falling apart. So I told that resident that I'm going to talk to you before, because I know we have a contract coming before us.
You do. We have the contract section coming before you, and we also have an update to our Pacer map. So as we discussed before, we have that funding that comes from the state. The only money we have for roads are Act 51 money, the gasoline money, right? So what we do is we look at the results of the assessment, the road assessment, and we have roads that are in the 2 or 3 range. And we have some in the 4. Our target is to go up to 4 or 5. And then, but you know, with 200 and some miles pavement and the current rate, what we pay for concrete, we're trying to stretch it as much as possible. By the way, when we did the water main replacement and stuff, a lot of that pavement got replaced as part of that. So we go back and update our map accordingly. And we do take into account all the.
You were here, that resident came in here and he snapped.
I was here.
That resident was screaming here, and he said, for 10 years, you guys have told me you're gonna fix my road. Look, and we sat here, me and you, and you said, hey, I'm gonna get to it this year, when they approve my contract, I'm gonna get to it. It's not on that list.
That's full replacement. I have a section.
That whole entire road is destroyed.
Okay. All
You
right.
need to reconsider these things here, or you need to find a way, because that resident came here snapping, what was his last name? Shaito. He was snapping here. Everybody looked at him and tried to calm him down and said, I'm sick of this. This is when we were discussing about with the school district of moving things around.
Okay, so which one are we working on right now? Which number are we on right now?
Yeah, so
Ongoing.
completed this year, started and completed this year, Annapolis Avenue, Mayfair, Midway, Syracuse, Timber Trail, and then underway with pavement being already placed, Annapolis and Midway, and Ann Arbor Trail is about to start. So all.
No, you mentioned before when I talked to you before, you said you numbered them, depends how bad the roads are.
Yes.
So which ones are these? Like what number are these?
Hazer ratings.
Well, the 2 or 3s.
2 or
Yeah,
3?
we-
We still have 2 and 3?
Oh, yeah.
These are all
Yeah.
low.
So we're not gonna finish 2 and 3 this year?
But at this point, no, probably not. Because again, you have 200 miles. We explained to you before how much I get from major road and local roads. And if you look at how much we receive state money, gasoline money versus what we need, you're never going to catch up. So we need to look at another possible funding mechanism if you wanted to address all the bad pavement.
The good
You
news
can't
is the state actually just approved its budget, and it's appropriating $7 million a year for the next 3 years, which is $21 million to go to local roads. That's how much Dearborn Heights is getting.
That would be wonderful. Currently, we don't.
Dearborn
have
Heights is
that
getting
much.
27 million additional dollars appropriated, and you can even attest to get more.
And so we just so you'll know, we just signed the highway map or the local 51 Act 51 map. And I believe it was just sent to us this 3 weeks ago. And basically we're contesting, we're trying to figure out if we can get more mileage, more public road miles, because I don't believe it was updated for a while. So we're contesting that.
So with this rate, do you think, how long is it gonna take for the 2 and 3 to be done? How many years?
If we maintain the 7 million 7.4 that we get today, by the way, keep in mind, it doesn't all go to pavement. It pays for DPW staff, it pays for snow removal, so it's not all pavement. This gentleman can tell you exactly how much is left of the 7 million, but at that rate. Now, I also heard that there is a bill in the state to look at multiplying this the gasoline tax instead of 17 cents to 17%, which will be huge. That would be like 3 times as much, because 17 cents per gallon and gallons of $3, we go triple that amount. That if that passes, then we stand to get more money. Either that.
Gas will be high.
Yes, the gas will be hot. Yes, yes.
Higher. Well, I just got my electric car. I don't care.
I like that guy. All right.
So you're looking at some photos of.
I love it.
of the replacement process for Annapolis.
A lot of battery, a lot of
Few more here showing the progress.
Councilman Wenzel, you were asking me about that work on Annapolis. So
Or they're laying down some base and grading.
So we're repaving in Necklace, but we're not taking any before you houses.
So that your water main along Annapolis is in reasonably good shape. It didn't warrant, well, we discussed the replacement and it was deemed that your funds would be better used for a different piece.
Is that part east though?
Yes.
Mhm.
And then here's the same type of work on Mayfair with the road base prep and removal process. Here's some concrete being poured, some sidewalks that are being redone.
I thought that when we were gonna do projects. Like whenever we do projects, when we get to a four-way intersection, we were gonna raise them.
So.
Remember the street safe, and then you said you're gonna start adopting the city to have risen four stops. That way it's safer.
The crossing, the
Yeah,
raised
so,
crossing.
so as part of, we have as part of the school safety study that was completed, Beach Day or Party in Annapolis. That, where that,
Intersection.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Party, so.
Yeah.
Where that accident happened, that's
Raising them.
included, we're raising that
Yeah.
intersection.
Yeah, but that. Are you doing it just for that intersection?
So that's like yes, so that's a pilot as
Yeah.
agreed upon, it's like a pilot.
It's a pilot to see how effective it will be versus other methods, but yes.
About the beach daily crosswalk.
That, I just got the agreement today, as a matter of fact. I need to bring it to you guys if you allow me on Tuesday. They just sent it today for adopt. You need to adopt it with a resolution so I can get the money, but it just came in today.
If you would, do with LED on that, George, if you don't mind.
If you allow me to.
Done before, school year,
Pardon me?
can it be done? Can we do the parts?
Which one?
Can it beach daily?
No.
Yeah, that's the plan. No, that's.
So
see,
it will,
It definitely won't, guys.
it definitely will not be done
25
before, it
days.
will not be done before the start of the school year.
So, go ahead.
It's having to go through the federal funding process and the LAP schedule. We're anticipating letting in September based on what they've said, and then the contractor will be released to do the work.
So because of the funding, we are not allowed to bid the project. The state actually goes through their process. They bid the project out, they hire a contractor and they go out to construction. So it's because you're using their money, that's the process. I would like to have it done yesterday. By the way, if you look at the sidewalks, part of every project, what we're doing, we're also taking into account the ADA violations that we have throughout the city. So even though we don't have an ADA coordinator or a program, we're making sure that when we do a project, we don't put back what we took out. If it's a violation of ADA, we correct it. I have areas on L41 that actually was taken ADA ramp into the pavement, and an ADA person didn't have a receiving ramp. So he or she stays in the pavement. So we're trying to correct other problems while we're out there. It isn't just one for one. So
Council Chair, just for a correction, there is an ADA coordinator, and that's Ms. Saad, who's with the CDBG. So she is the coordinator for ADA. We
Well,
have
you
to
should-
have one,
you
yes.
should tell me that maybe one
Oh,
of
I
these days.
just ask her. She is your ADA coordinator.
For the entire city or just the CDBG area?
The whole city, yes. It was, yes. As of when she started, after it was. Yes,
Have one?
you have to have one.
You do have to have
City
one,
would
yeah.
order
Should have
50.
emailed you and said you have to have one.
Yes.
Yes, we have to have one, yes.
Yeah, but we don't have one though.
We do, we have,
That's the point.
Assad. You could check with Mariana just to confirm it with Mayor Bazey, but yes, she was appointed.
Who's our ADA,
What are qualifications?
huh?
Ms. Saad, one with the CDBG, she's also our ADA coordinator for it.
Really?
Because Rashida, he got to pay the.
Is she qualified?
I know
Yeah, you're required to know that.
curious about this too.
Cause I sent an email that we need one.
Yeah.
And they designated
Well-
hers.
Wait a minute.
So she's ADA compliance,
Yes.
Coordination
And
with ADA
previous to that, there was I can't remember his name. He was with Mr. Hassan Jamal, worked in his office. He was the previous ADA coordinator.
wow, okay, this is great. This is great information. I'm so happy. Thank you.
Me too.
Thank you. I'm great to hear that. Thank you, Roger, for the update.
Another shocking mystery.
Come on.
of this-
Let's finish this up, guys. We've been here since.
All right, so what you're looking at here is Midway Avenue and the prep work that was completed to install the pavement. There's some geogrid going down along with filter sock and
They didn't get plumbing over here? You got PVC pipe?
so that's, they call that edge drain, and on all the roads that are replaced, we run it on each side of the road. And it connects to the storm sewer system to drain the base
Well, let
course.
me ask you, did they also get new big, water main break, not water mains?
Inlets like catch basins?
Yeah, did they get this here on Midway too?
No, they didn't get new leads,
No,
new
so,
runs. They didn't get new underground pipe.
yeah,
No.
we, in this case, what they do is remove and replace the casting for the catch basins and the manholes, and then repair or update the manholes
Is
themselves.
this like a temporary, not a temporary, but like a more inexpensive route instead of doing what we did?
No, well, I mean, so it's deemed that the drainage system is adequate here. I mean, like, if you wanted to replace because you have a separated system here.
Mhm.
So you have an existing storm sewer that's separated.
How long's it been though?
So I'd have to look at to determine the exact age of the storm system here, but it's deemed that it's in good shape. It's a concrete.
Who
it's-
deems it that it's in good shape?
It's so when we assess both the city and us, we take a look at your system and
So Councilman, for every project, before we start to scope the project, we look at the conditions that we're trying to resolve. And this is when the assessment is made before, that's early in the design phase. So in this case, it was determined that edge drain was needed because of the moisture. It was determined that the geotechnical fabric was also needed. So it is all part of the initial design element. Not every project gets those treatment. It's on job per job basis. That's just
Hydrogen.
typical.
Thank you.
more of the same, some removal work, base
This is
prep.
like Burger Street and stuff
Midway.
in McMillan.
Yep,
Yeah, I was just there.
yes.
I'll go. This is actually a great question for you. A resident reached out to me on the street. And let's see if I can pull it up. I'm so sorry. Sent me this, when you guys ripped this up,
Trees.
the roots of the trees were all been removed and these trees are extremely high. Now, if you know anything about McMillan Street, this was the incident where the tree fell on a resident. People have fear in them,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
And so this gentleman here said, and if you look at this photo, Mr. Deeb, I'll send it to you.
Please.
He said, you guys ripped out all the roots. If you dug it deep enough, and you have big chunks of roots that were ripped apart by these contractors. What if this tree falls? Are we gonna remove these trees and plant new trees for them? Or are we gonna say, oh, well, based, on our scope, that this still might be a good tree?
So Councilman, I have
Hang on.
I know.
I'm in the middle of, I'm not interrupting you. I want them to answer.
Would you just forward that tree? So I need to look at them case per case basis, but yes.
Yeah.
We look at the trees on a case by case basis, and if we feel that the tree
Compromise.
is gonna be an issue, but we've already done it and requested, I think, 2 trees to be removed through the DPW.
Well, these residents are scared. They documented it, and I wanna document it with Mr. Deeb, just so that like.
Send us the address, we'll address it.
Been documented, I know the rule on, a tree was documented and.
Council Chair.
Hang on one second. Mr. Deeb, I'm gonna send you this information via text.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Council Chair. So a few years, about 10 years ago, Dearborn, off of Telegraph between Cherry Hill and Michigan Avenue, they replaced all the streets there and everything. The contractor, he was digging back, removing stuff, actually weakened all the structures of the trees by ripping out those roots. The city came back, went after the contractor, they removed every single tree in their whole entire neighborhood. Because every one of them was deemed unsafe. The way trimmer, the city can't determine if these trees are in bad condition or not. You're not tree specialists. Number one. Number two, DPW should never have to pay for trees when a contractor is out doing work and damaging the roots. We shouldn't, the residents shouldn't have to front the cost on that.
And it should have come out of our tree.
It should not come out of DPW. If they're digging roots out, replacing curbs and sidewalks, that's on the contractor. That's not on the city. Because right now, the way the trees are planted,
I agree.
they're safe. When you
I
weaken
agree.
the structure and start ripping them out with excavators, that's on the contractor.
Yeah,
They're putting the liability on the homeowner, not the city.
That's true.
These ones that I sent you, it's actually on Hopkins Street.
Hopkins.
It's actually on Hopkins Street. I texted Mr. Deeb, the resident. There's also one on McMillan that reached out to me that weird. They were ripping out the sidewalk. And the roots were all coming out.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I seen one also, they sent the whole front of their house, the easement was ripped out because they're replacing the street pavement.
Yep.
But there was over 2.5 feet, if not more, dug on the side, because I guess they're doing the edge drain too.
Yep.
But the whole entire root structure of the tree was just, I guess it must have been soft soil in there. You
Yes.
just completely could see everything under it.
Exposed. Yep.
And then you could see where they ripped out the roots and cut out the roots to run the drain, but that shouldn't be our responsibility. They did that damage.
No, it's contract.
Well, yeah, so we can incorporate that into the project.
I just don't want them to go bankrupt after.
Yeah, right. It's not the homeowner's responsibility to handle
Or the
trees.
city.
Or the city.
Or the city.
And- or-
Yeah, it's not gonna
Right.
be the city.
Right.
Thank you. I just wanted to bring those up to you. Please
Yep.
adjust those on them.
Thank
I'm
you.
taking notes.
Any other question?
All right, so more of the same here in Syracuse work, the effort that happened there. We show removals here. It's a road base prep. Here's some sidewalk areas going back and then some pavement that's being poured as well for Syracuse Street. IDR here. Here's Timber Trail,
Oh, man.
this was an awful shape.
Yeah, I could not see that road, that far right picture. I was riding my bike. I think I told Mr. Deeb, I went face first. Man, luckily I landed on my hands and just scraped up it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had some bad pavement sections and we're also finding things or areas that haven't been touched in so long that we're encountering all kinds of weird stuff on projects. We have vaults under pavement. Big vaults, like half the size of this room, vaults under the pavement with absolutely nothing in them or no records. I didn't find Jimmy Hoffa, so it's still there. I looked.
It's interesting you say that, Mr. Deep. When we tore the building down at Region Court at Ford and Southfield, the tower there was down in the middle of Ford Road. And it's about 40 feet deep. And the vault's about 1,000 square feet underground.
What was in
The
it?
primary, DT's primary switch areas underground. And it's there that deep, like a
Wow.
bomb shelter.
That is, yeah, that would be a bullshit. Maybe that's what.
yeah, there you go.
Council Chair, I'm sorry, maybe this is off the subject, but since you guys mentioned the ADA coordinator, how come the CDBG is not even on the website, city website? Doesn't even mention anything about the CDBG or any about the ADA?
We don't mention anything about CDBG.
Not even, that doesn't even exist? I'm looking at it right now.
I'm not in charge, obviously, I'm not in charge of the website, but I know I brought it to the attention and they appointed her because we needed to have the ADA coordinator in place. Especially the sidewalk and everything else that all the construction has to have the coordinator. And previous coordinator was a gentleman that worked for Mr. Hassan Jamal. And he left, so we were left for a period of time without one.
I just Googled.
No, that's not right.
Dearborn Heights' ADA coordinator, and it says on Google, the city of Dearborn Heights ADA coordinator is Christopher.
Yeah.
I just found it, that's CDBG.
Yeah, he left and then he was gone for a while and then she was appointed because we brought it up
Thank
to the
you for
attention
that.
of the city administration that we needed a coordinator.
All right. So moving on, here's some more pictures of the actual pavement going down on Timber Trail. as well as the road-based prep. And that concludes our presentation here with all the progress that's happened in the city this year.
Mr. Deeb, just one question. Is there any way we can put a project together, remove all the Casa decks in the city? These garbage trucks when they turn around or?
Yes. So going forward, every time we do one, we're either increasing the diameter, we did 2 of them last year, or totally.
I'm totally removing them
Yeah,
because it seems like it's a disservice to residents. None of them get their snow plowed and their garbage is not getting picked up.
Hydrants are located in it, so now I need to relocate hydrants, pipe it, so it's no longer a paving project. I had 2 of them with hydrants in the middle of the aisle,
Or
so.
just minimize them.
Yeah, we did. We minimized it so the truck, because maybe the trucks got bigger, but I noticed that they can't make the turn radius. So anytime we do a new one, if at all possible, remove it. But if not, we shrink it just to keep the water hydrant. For firefighting, they like it in the middle so they can take care of 6 houses.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Vaughn, thank you.
So I heard all of your questions and concerns, and I will follow up on them.
Yeah, we have them.
Thank you.
We have them. I will,
Really, Vaughn, and just some closing remarks, and I'll open up to the public. Anywhere we did our streets, I'd like all those trees to really be checked by an arborist. But the last thing we want to be as liable as the city.
Yep.
And you're seeing that, one, we have very large trees. And I'd like those trees to all be replaced, but we can't just remove them and just say, hey, the study just showed that the more trees that you have in a community or in a neighborhood, the less likely to see a speeder.
Yeah, Council
So I
Chair.
don't want to see any of these trees that are being removed, not being replaced with a tree.
Okay, Council
Probably
Chair.
not a sycamore.
Yeah.
Council Chair. Just as a point of clarification, I know that ordinance and DPW met. I know some DPW workers went to how to cut the trees down, how to do it properly, went to some seminars, and they have been working together to how to, when trees come up that are problem trees and things like that, how to handle it within the city. So I would talk to John Dancy also and Lee about how they're working together as we go forward with our tree issues. Cutting down the trees and trees that are falling are at risk of falling and inspection.
Yeah, but no, Mr.
How to do it properly.
Sorry, Roger, this is about the ones that, and I'll show you a photo while they were doing the project currently, they were ripping up roots.
Yeah, I'm not talking
So
about that.
I don't want the taxpayers should have to pay for these trees that have to be replaced.
I'm talking about the ones that fall, like you mentioned, when it fell on that individual that came to council before.
Yeah, you'd have to have a tree arborist on site. According to the charter. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna open this up to questions. We'll start off with everybody on Zoom. Anybody has any questions on Zoom?
Yes.
Anyone on Zoom? All right.
Memory was
We'll
was
move
one
over to,
hand.
The audience, are you speaking as a resident, sir? Are you- Oh, okay. Any council members? See,
Council Chair,
John?
I have one question.
Yes.
Vaughn, can you check the street sign at Berwin and Hess? I don't think there's one there.
It was,
Okay.
it wasn't there. I looked at it today. It's missing. It was on the ground. 2
Okay.
days.
I go there to the Berwin Center.
I was there today, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. I see we have, Tim has a question.
We think that DPW picked it up and we're trying to locate it, put it back.
Oh, good luck. I think I'm early voting.
Yeah.
I do, sir. Please state your name, the city reside in, the street that you live on. You have 2 minutes.
Okay, just a quick question. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes.
right,
I
go
wanted to ask this earlier, but I had to take my grandson to the airport. Around the schools, are we going to try and have all the construction done? I mean, I speak for all the school districts, all the construction done by the start of school. Hopefully.
Yes, that is the focus, to have the phase 2 of the school safety program implemented by the start of the school year.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Deeb, for what you do. You're doing a great
Thank you,
job.
sir. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
And you know I do. I appreciate you.
Thank you, thank you.
Have a good day, sir.
Motion.
Thank you, guys.
We don't need.
All right.
It's a study session.
All right. No, we don't have a special meeting with them. All right, thank you guys. Have an amazing night. Everybody have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.